When I was told that I was diabetic, I couldn't believe it, and I didn't really think I was that much overweight. I could get around, I could walk forever. I just thought I was really unlucky. The nurse practitioner told me that my blood sugar levels were too high and that I'd gone into the state of being a diabetic and that I needed to reduce those blood sugar levels back down to an acceptable level.
So when I found out my dad had type 2 diabetes, it was a shock. In the role that I have as a pharmacist, I see patients at various stages of their disease. So we see them in early diagnosis and we see them coming in a wheelchair after losing their leg. And it's a frightening glimpse into the future if the problem isn't tackled early on. And I didn't want that for my dad. I explained to him that the complications were very serious. I explained to him about the risk of limb amputations, blindness, problems with erectile dysfunction. What I wanted him to understand was that beating the diabetes was his responsibility and not the medication. And the medication was there to help him, but the diabetes would only be reversed through his efforts.
My biggest problem, I think, was I never used to eat during the day. I'd have breakfast and then go all day till mid-afternoon. So I'd eat a packet of biscuits, and then when I did cook tea, I'd still be ravenous and I'd eat half a loaf with my tea as well.
You're talking kind of, a small handful. So we talked about portion control, in that actually a portion of starch shouldn't be any bigger than your fist. And that's roughly 25 grams. So I taught my dad how to recognise 25 grams of starch or sugar by looking at food labels, by kind of getting an understanding of what it looked and felt like to eat 25 grams of starch. But then also to look at what else he could put onto his plate in order to feel like he was getting a satisfying meal.
The key really is to stay away from the high sugar and high carb levels.
I wanted to try to get my dad to do something a little bit more cardiovascular, to get his heart rate up, to get him out of breath.
So we started walking in the park, and we started off small, half an hour, and then gradually I just kept extending it.
We could get outdoors and get the fresh air. It was really enjoyable. I mean, now I can barely keep up with him.
I lost 2 sizes in jeans. I went from a 36 waist down to a 32, which cost me a few bob to replace. I feel great, I feel healthy, fit, and I can actually jog now. I've had 2 checkups now at the doctors and my blood sugar levels have been fine. I'm on my way into being classed as in remission. At my age, I could easily have turned around and said, why bother? But as Andy pointed out, he said, well, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your kids. So, support is everything, I think.
His mindset, his determinedness to beat this has been amazing to watch. I'm so proud of him.
The advice I give to other people is if you are diagnosed, it can be reversed, and providing that you want to do it, you can do it.